As we come upon the semiquincentennial of the United States, the 250th anniversary, I find myself thinking back to the Bicentennial in 1976. I was 6 years old that summer, living in Middletown, Rhode Island. Me and the other kids in the neighborhood learned all about the birth of America from Schoolhouse Rock on Saturday mornings. To us, history was simple, catchy, and bright.
Hey, do you know about the USA? Do you know about the government? Can you tell me?
But that summer, the grown-up world seemed pretty heavy. The country was trying to move on from Vietnam and the Watergate years, which had left a cloud of deep cynicism and distrust in the government. As a little kid, I didn't understand the politics of it, but sometimes I would hear my parents talk about it. I actually envisioned Watergate as some mysterious, giant, underwater fence in the ocean where octopuses and sea monsters lived. When the tall ships sailed into Newport in late June, they brought a kind of magic. Looking up at those massive masts and sails, the cynicism seemed to lift. For a moment, people just seemed genuinely happy, celebratory, hopeful. And the excitement didn't stop on the 4th. That July, Queen Elizabeth came to Newport to dedicate Queen Anne Square. My big sister actually wrote Her Majesty a letter inviting her over to our house for dinner. One of the Queen's ladies-in-waiting wrote back in royal stationery, politely declining, of course, because the Queen's schedule was a bit tight. But to us, Aquidneck Island felt like the center of the world that summer. On the night of the 4th, after we watched fireworks over the bay, we did what millions of Americans did. We crowded around a TV to watch Arthur Fiedler and the Boston Pops play at the Hatch Shell. When those cannons went off during the 1812 overture, you could almost feel it through the TV screen. There really was a magic in the air that summer. Whether it was the towering sails in Newport Harbor or the endless beach days, people just felt happy, alive, and glad to be together. For me as a little kid, the world felt bright and wide open, and I could sense in the adult world they kind of felt it too. But looking out over the bay today, the mood feels a bit different. In 1976, we hadn't lost our spirit, but we had lost a bit of our innocence. Today, the challenge feels different. It's not so much a loss of innocence as it's the dizzying pace of technology, constantly moving faster than we can keep up. Every time we think we found our footing, the ground shifts beneath our feet. Between the 24-hour news outlets and algorithms designed to push us into separate echo chambers, it's a lot to process. The constant noise leaves us feeling detached, out of breath, and just plain exhausted. We don't have Saturday morning cartoons to simplify the world for us anymore. And often we feel like we're drifting as we scroll endlessly through our phones. But at our core, when it counts, we still know how to be kind. We still hold the door for others. We still say hello on the sidewalk. We still check in on our neighbors. Seasons change. The tide may go out, but it always comes back in. We found our footing before. We will find it again. And so here's to the 4th of July, knowing that deep down, the real fabric of this country isn't found in the noise, but in the quiet ways, we still care for one another. Happy Independence Day.
God bless America.